Hello, and welcome back for part 2 of our paper quilling tutorial. It's spring, and nothing says spring like flowers in bloom, so we're going to make a vase full of beautiful flowers. To get started, lightly sketch the shape of your vase on the paper of your choice. I've chosen a page of white cardstock. Initially, I started by outlining the vase, but I quickly found that wasn't the best place to start. It's best to start at the top of your picture and work down. Starting with the petals, I glued 1.5 strips of pre-cut paper to make a strip approximately 23 inches long. I chose to make these flower petals into a teardrop shape. I made 5 petals for this orange flower. For the yellow flowers, I used 1.5 strips of yellow paper for each petal. I made these petals into an elongated marquee shape. I ended up making 6 yellow petals. For the burgundy colored flower, I also used 1.5 strips of paper for each petal. Make sure your glue is dry before you try rolling your paper. I was going to make heart-shaped petals, but I like the way this turned out. It's more of a rounded edge triangle. To make the center of each flower, make a tight coil with the color of your choice. Choose the color of your stems and cut them to length. For the burgundy flower, I used 1 strip of green paper for each leaf and made a teardrop. I decided to make 3 small leaves for this flower. I wanted to make some different shaped leaves for a variety. This is a quilling comb. You could also use a regular hair comb if you don't have this tool. I made a small loop around the bottommost tooth and glued it. Then I wrapped the paper around each tooth, going up one tooth with each turn until I came to the end of the paper. Glue the end of your paper down securely and let it dry for a few seconds before pulling your leaf off the quilling comb. For another leaf shape, I again glued a small loop around the bottom tooth of the comb. I then went up 7 teeth on the comb and wrapped the paper around. On the next turn, I went down 1 tooth and at a slight angle to the first loop. Put a small dot of glue at the center and wrap your strip around at a slight angle on the left side. Put a small dot of glue to anchor your strip. Wrapping your paper around, come down 1 more tooth, secure with glue, and repeat on the other side. Tear off any excess paper and glue your end down securely. Let the glue dry for a few seconds and then remove your leaf. Arrange your petals and leaves where you would like them to be. Before you glue your design, it's helpful to have something to put your glue on, like this cottage cheese lid. I've put some glue on the lid and taken a piece of cardstock to spread it out in a thin puddle. Take the pieces of your flower and lightly dip it into the glue using tweezers. Place it on the paper where you want it to be and press down lightly. Take your time and place your pieces carefully, as you may not be able to move them. Now this last orange petal wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be, but once I glued the center onto it, it looked okay. Once your petals are done, go ahead and glue your stems and leaves. Don't overdo the glue, use only enough to get the job done. Now onto the vase. Measure and cut your paper to the correct size. Coat the edge of your paper with glue and carefully position it on the outline of your vase. Now I did change the shape of my vase, I just wasn't happy with the original design. I added some hearts and some fancy scrolls to decorate my vase. Looking at my design, I thought I could use a little something extra. I learned how to make quilled swirls and thought it would add a little pizzazz. I used 3 strips of paper, 2 dark green and 1 light green, gluing the light green in the middle. Use just the tiniest bit of glue and make sure they're lined up straight. You'll want to start rolling your swirl before the glue is completely dried. Roll your paper almost to the end, leaving a small tail. Let your coil unroll a bit and holding your scroll by the sides, gently tug on the individual strips to open up the design. Once you're satisfied with the way it looks, glue the ends and tear off the excess. Glue your swirl wherever you think looks best on your flower arrangement. And there you have it, your own beautiful bouquet of flowers to enjoy. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Craftastic.